So here's hoping you called your mom last week, since this past Sunday was Mother's Day.
And in honor of that, we're doing an entirely mom-themed episode.
And we're keeping it short. So in the event that you forgot to get her breakfast in bed, you can run out and buy her flowers. 3 days late.
So without any further ado, it's The Couch. Television has presented us with some pretty impossible standards over the years, but sometimes they create realistic portrayals of actual human beings. So tonight, we're paying tribute to our favorite modern TV moms in all their imperfect glory. Number 3 on our list is Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
Now, admittedly, she does not do so hot with human babies.
But that's why they don't call her Mother of Humans. They call her Mother of Dragons. She does an amazing job with her adopted dragon children. She literally walks through fire to bring them to life. And she's incredibly protective of them, but at the same time, she allows them to fly free and do what they do best, and kill people.
So number 2 on our list for tonight is Snow White / Mary Margaret from ABC's Once Upon a Time.
Now, admittedly, she did send her infant daughter through a portal into a world that she'd never seen before, which had no magic.
But it was either abandon your daughter or everyone perishes and dies. So, making the hard choices. That's what moms are all about. I think that there's just a really great dynamic between Snow White and Emma and Mary Margaret and Emma, and I think they do this great kind of role reversal back and forth between the two of them. I think that Emma is the mother figure in that relationship before the curse is broken, and then after the curse is broken, when Snow White gets all her memories back, Snow White kind of takes on the mother role, and they kind of share it almost. So there's a bit of tension there sometimes, but it's never really divisive.
And it's that same tension of mothers being childish and children playing mothers that makes the mother-daughter relationship in our number 1 tonight so interesting. Our number 1 being Lorelai Gilmore from Gilmore Girls.
We could not have a Mother's Day episode without mentioning Lorelai Gilmore, because I know of at least 2, if not 100 people who would skewer me alive.
And it's an amazing mother-daughter story, really. And it starts with Lorelai Gilmore having a child as a teenager, and then dealing with that, and really having this amazingly close, almost friend-friend relationship with her daughter.
She walks a very fine line between friend and mother, and she knows when she needs to be Rory's friend, and she knows when she needs to be like the authoritarian parent. I think what I like about Lorelai is that she's independent and she wants to do things on her own. Even though she got pregnant as a teenager and obviously made poor life decisions, she has worked from that point onward to become her own person and to be able to take care of both herself and her daughter.
She's a character who owns her mistakes.
Exactly.
She owns her mistakes, and she moves past them, and she uses them to her advantage. She would never go back and change her life, and you wouldn't want her to, because she has this amazing daughter. But at the same time, she doesn't pretend that it wasn't a mistake to have that daughter at 16.
Which I think makes her a really great mother for Rory.
And a really great role model, just generally.
Yeah. And in the event that your mother in no way remotely resembles the perfectly imperfect TV moms, here's a list of TV's worst moms to remind you just how good you've got it. So number 3 on our list of worst moms is Norma Bates from Bates Motel.
You kind of have to be a bad mother to raise the psycho.
I think our first tip-off is she named her son Norman.
Now, granted, Lorelai names her daughter Lorelai, and it's that sort of fathers get to name their sons after themselves. Why can't mothers do it? But also, Lorelai's name wasn't Norma.
I mean, there's all sorts of psychological manipulation and emotional abuse and having your son stay up until 2 in the morning ripping up all the carpet to hide the fact that you've killed someone. But Norman, I think, that's the top of the list for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's something of a spoiler that she's on our list at all, but our number 2 worst mom of the night is Mary Winchester from Supernatural. And no, she doesn't get a pass because she dies in the first episode. And no, she doesn't get a pass because Dean idolizes her or because she's hardly ever actually in the show. The fact is, almost everything that goes wrong on Supernatural, and that's a long list, is ultimately Mary's fault.
Up to and including her death. I think this gets overshadowed by the fact that John Winchester is arguably the worst father on television, but Mary's definitely topping off that list. Yeah.
By the way, don't tell Dean Winchester that I said this because he will come and he will beat the crap out of me.
And then topping off or possibly bottoming out on our list for the night is Lucille Bluth from Arrested Development. She's that mom that you just love to hate.
She crosses the line from neglect into you're working at being this bad of a mother, and it's so much fun to watch.
Because she is both smothering and suffocating her children while at the same time being cold and distant and cruel. And it's just a hilarious balance to watch.
And that's just impressive, really.
She is, honestly, I think she's my favorite character in that show. And she has all the best one-liners. Musty old claptrap.
Why are you holding me with your body?
It's called a hug, Michael. And so, things we're excited about this week. It is that time of year again, friends. Season finale time.
And we are particularly excited about a few season finales. Supernatural, the season finale, which is called Sacrifice. It airs on May 15th, so that should be heartbreaking.
As per usual.
As per usual.
But, as per usual, it will start out with Kansas's Carry On My Wayward Son. Doesn't it just warm the cockles of your heart every time?
It does indeed.
Number 2 on our list is The Office season finale, premiering May 16th. It also happens to be the series finale, so at the same time that I'm excited for it to wrap up some loose ends from the season, some heartbreaking loose ends, it is a little bit sad to see the folks at Dunder Mifflin say goodbye. A little bit sad.
And then on May 18th, we have the season finale for Doctor Who, which is called The Name of the Doctor, and promises to reveal the name of the Doctor, but I don't think it's gonna.
I don't think they can do it. I don't think that it's allowed. I don't think the Doctor Who legacy will allow them to do that.
I just don't think it would be right.
I don't think so either. Very excited that the seasons are ending because this means that they are that much closer to being all on Netflix, so I can just cram them all at once. Also, it gives me a chance to catch up on them just in time for the summer shows to start.
All of this is slightly overshadowed by the fact that May 26th is Arrested Development! So that's very exciting.
There's gonna be 15 episodes, and it's gonna be awesome, and they're all gonna be available at the same time, and it's Memorial Day weekend, so somewhere in there you're gonna have a day completely free. I just know it. They did this on purpose, guys. They love us. I knew they loved us. It's just gonna be glorious.
Yeah.
Glorious.
Okay. So that's what we're excited about this week.
Tune in next time.
And until then, keep watching.